What's going on, guys? Before this video even starts, I want you guys to be well aware of, regardless of what this title says, I do not believe you should quit your job when you're starting out as a day trader. There will come a time where you will simply know that it is time to quit your job. I'm just going to break down how you can improve your life overall and eventually get to the point where you can replace revenue and income using day trading. Okay, so do not take, hey, quit your day job today as a literal quit your day job today. There's a lot that you need to learn. There's a lot that you need to experience before you're ever going to be ready to do that. With that said, please enjoy the video and you guys have a great weekend. Good evening and welcome to another episode of Full Transparency Trading, where I'm your host Sebastian, and let me tell you right now, you should quit your day job and become a day trader. Now, that's a little tongue-in-cheek. I am joking with you guys, of course, but I wanted to come here and have a discussion about doing just that. Should you quit your day job and become a day trader? Can you quit your day job and become a day trader is probably the better question to ask. We're going to go over that and much more here in just a few seconds. But first, we're going to leave the charts and do something that I came up with. For anyone who's photosensitive, I'll warn you guys right now that in a few seconds, we're going to go ahead and switch over to a much brighter screen. So in 3, 2, 1. Okay. Welcome to my profit loss tracker and my annual finance planner. Now, using these two things, I am going to be turning my 25K account into hopefully a 50K account. But more importantly, we're going to track our progress through the entire year with my smallest account that I can show you guys, because I believe that this is the most reasonable account to trade on for every type of a trader. Not that you should get a 25K account. I believe you should get at least a 50K account. But what I'm saying is that the amounts that I'm trying to reach with this are ultra reasonable compared to some of the larger accounts. But to the question of should you quit your day job and become a day trader, I believe that it's prudent for anyone who's thinking about replacing an income to not use day trading for that. I have a firm belief of that you should keep your day job until you're getting to that point where you're just making your yearly salary in a day. Now, if you're making 30, 40, 50, $100,000 a day, I cannot tell you to stay at your day job in place of doing day trading, even though some people really love their day jobs, right? But what I'll tell you is this: no matter how good you are, you're going to have a cold spell, and that cold spell can last days, it can last weeks, and God forbid it lasts months. You could lose a lot of money over a short period of time, and what you really need for your monthly expenses is something that's consistently bringing in a reasonable amount of money on a monthly basis. So that is where the day job comes in. But how you can replace, let's say, a side hustle or a side business, that's how I would look at day trading. If you use day trading as a side business, you can make very good, very reasonable money without all the stresses of having to make mortgage and things like that from day trading. So let's just go ahead and go over here to the left. And as you guys see, I have just this past week, December 2nd through 6th, on the 25K account, we profited $1,850. We ended up losing $675. So our total take home is $1,175. Not bad for a week on a $25,000 account. Okay. But as far as my annual finance planner goes and how you can replace a side hustle, or for some of you who will not listen to anything that I say outside of the fact that you can replace your job, how you can replace your hourly wages or your salary with day trading. And it's actually a fairly simple income replacement formula. Is simply a profession, any profession, whatever your profession is, the hourly wages times 40 hours times 20 days. Why 20 days? Well, because when you day trade, even if you're allowed to trade on Sunday, there's really only 5 days that count in day trading. Okay, there are 52 weeks in a year, so that's why the next thing is times 52 weeks minus your 4 weeks vacation. I'm giving you a very reasonable 30-day vacation, right? Times 30% in sales taxes, and that's probably going to be different for every single person, but this is a reasonable area to start. So in this situation, I'm going to be using my old base salary from when I worked at General Motors on a 4-week schedule. I'm also going to round down from the highest amount that I was, just to make sure that I get an even more reasonable amount. So now we're going to pull out our calculator and we're going to go ahead and go through that. Okay. So we got our calculator up, and we were making $30 an hour times 40 hours a week, which is $1,200 times 4 weeks in a month, which is $4,800. Okay, times 12 months in a year, which is $57,600. Okay, that's pretty darn good. That's pretty darn good in and of itself. And by taking off the extra $6 an hour that I make, I've already reduced a decent amount of the money that I would have had. But we're also going to times this times 30% really quickly, and that's going to give us 17,280. Then you'll just subtract the 57,600. You'll make $40,000. That's still great after taxes. That's phenomenal money. And if you use this as a side hustle instead of your main line of work, that's $40,000 that you added to your life. That could be based off of a few minutes a day. It could be based off an hour a day. It could be based off a couple days a week, because we don't trade every single day, guys. We trade periodically. So let's break that down even further, right? Now we got to go to the $1,200 that we initially started with. We'll clear all these out. The $1,200 that we started with, divided by 5 days, because remember that's a 40 hour week, but we want to divide it by days, because in day trading we don't work an hourly schedule. That's the beautiful thing about it. That's why we love day trading, because we're not on an hourly grind. That's $240 a day. Okay, and that is where we are going to start. That is ultra reasonable. Let's go over to the internet again, so it's going to get dark for a second here. $240 a day. Let's just start with a trade that I took on Friday. 50, 60, 70, 80.50. We're going to go here, and let's just do this with 4 micro contracts. So these are the smaller contracts that cost $125 per contract per tick, right? Let's say I want to make 250. We were making 240, so you got to account for the cost of the fees. So you got to add the extra $10 in there for the fees. So I entered the trade right here. Look at that. I'm protected all the way to $100. I didn't lose the $100. And within seconds, I had already made it up to the $250. Okay. Let's do it with 2 contracts. With 2 contracts, it does need to go much higher. Then I go from trading for an hour, trading for just a couple of minutes, to trading for an entire hour, from 8:30 to 9:45. Still really good with 2 contracts. Like in this situation, I start with 2 contracts on micros. You're risking $50 to gain $250. That's crazy 5-to-1 type of stuff. Let's go on over here to the ES side of things, and let's do the exact same trade for, need it. That's all you needed. 78 to 83, just a little $6 move. A $5 move is all you need to make $250 with 1 contract. With 2, it's $2.50. But because you're risking a $3 thing, you would never do that. You would always set it to 40. But you only need $250 a day. So as much as you can get, of course, is welcome. It's a great thing. Get as much as you can, because you need to average $250 a day across all of your wins and losses. But it's so easy to get that. Now, what we're not going to do is we're not going to dive over to a much larger amount, like 4 contracts or 8 contracts of minis or anything like that, or even in micros. We're just going to leave it at this. But what we will do next is we're going to do $150. So let's bring our calculator back, guys. Let's clear this out. Let's do $150 a day times 5 days. That's $750 a week times 4 weeks. That's $3,000 a month. You can add $3,000 a month to your life just flat out making $150 a day. All right. Let's go ahead and add the 12 months to it to take us to $36,000. For some teachers in small towns, that's their salary that you're making in a year, just casually making $150 a day. And that's what I really want to imprint in your minds, is that you don't have to make $1,000 a day. You don't have to make 5, 10, 1,500. You don't have to make any crazy amounts of money per day In order to build wealth through day trading, you just need to have a system that works, and you need to make a reasonable amount. If you can make $150, $250, $300 a day and manage your greed, you're going to be so much better off. $30,000 a year extra on top of your day job is amazing. House repairs, a new car, a vacation, whatever you need in your life, your student's tuition, you can make in the stock market over the period of a year. You were going to have to spend that money regardless. You were going to make that money regardless of your job. Keep the day job, use this as a side hustle, use this as a side business, and grow your wealth slowly, periodically over time. And as time gets on, we're going to switch back to the screen again in 3, 2, 1. As time goes on, you're going to build up. So if I can make $1,000 in a week, okay, then that means that in a month I should be able to make, in theory, $4,000, right? Which means that in 12 months I should be able to make $48,000, right? In theory. But as like I said before, we're not always going to have a great week. We're not always going to have a great day. So get in the habit of allowing yourself to take smaller amounts in your trades in order to keep the overall success rate up. No matter what, if you see $175 in a trade and it goes up to $300 or $400, lock in your profit. Locking your profit, and everything that you get beyond that is fantastic. If you make it up to $1,000, cool. If you make it to $500 and starts rejecting, you get $300 or $400, excellent. But realize that you don't need a crazy high amount of money in order to have a very comfortable lifestyle. Now, there are people who have massive goals and want to make $1 million, and so for those people, I'm going to do this because it's $4,000 a day is what you need to make, by the way, if you want to make $1 million. So we're going to do 1 million. 3, 1, 2, 3, and then we're going to divide that by 250. Not even all of the days, because I think it's 251 to 252 days a year that we get with leap years. I'm not 100% sure, but we're going to divide it by 250, and you get $4,000 a day. That's easy mental math. I did that in seconds. That's hard though. $4,000 a day is hard. Now, if you have a lot of accounts and you're getting like $200, $300, $400, $500, $1,000 on a bunch of accounts, then yes, it can make making that easier. But let's just be reasonable. Let's stick to one account. Let's master that one account. Let's master our trading systems. Let's get really, really good at day trading, and then everything else will fall in line from there. And if you're going to make this a side hustle, if you're going to turn it into a business, then that's when you go ahead and you go for the massive amount of contracts. Now, this right here, this breakdown, this $25,000 breakdown, is something that you can do with your own cash. If you have $500 or $1,000, I've done it as well. I've made the $125 a day. I've made $200, $300 a day on my cash account. So it's not any harder. You're just looking for larger and larger moves. So you need to be more precise with your entries so that you can get maximized moves, $8, $10, $15, etc. But you guys have a great night. I hope you guys are having a phenomenal weekend. Get some rest. Enjoy your Sunday. Enjoy some football tomorrow. We're going to go back to the dark screen now. Again, this has been your boy Sebastian. This has been another real full transparency trading session. I hope that you guys enjoyed this. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I will get back to you. Feel free to take a screenshot.